They told me, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum, a newborn king to see, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum. Our finest gifts we bring, ba-rum-ba-bum-bum, ba-bum-bum, ba-bum-bum. Peace on earth, can it be? Years from now, perhaps we'll see the day of glory. See the day of living peace. So peace on earth when we come. Child must be made aware. Every child must be made to care enough for his parents to give all that he can. I pray my wish will come true. As for my child and your child too, you'll see the day of glory.
Hey, Merry Christmas, everybody. Welcome to the Wade and Carter Show, final show of the Christmas season.
Right, because I think I am going to be here.
Yeah.
I don't know about Monday. That's a Sunday night call. That's like, do you go to the Bully? Do you come? But I'll definitely be here Tuesday, and I think Wednesday. I think I'm going to do a New Year's Eve show.
Are you?
I think we're going to call it like Rockin' New Year's Eve, something like that. We could have like a ball drop.
I think you should call it Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve. I don't know why.
Catch
it just
on.
Rings.
It could catch on. I'm hearing a little reverb in here, and I'm wondering if we're good.
Yeah,
Does the sound good, folks? Seems good here. We're good.
There does seem a
You did the 12 and 3.
It seems a little echoey.
It does.
I agree with you.
It's pleasant.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're doing this inside the rotunda at the Capitol. The Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks at AT Drill and Feed. They'll be open today. I'm pretty sure. I would think they would be.
At least till noon.
That's my call. 67 degrees under mostly cloudy skies, heading to a high today of 81. Oh,
Christmas still is upon us. Ricky King, Scott Tomko, Mark Kurtz on the podium this morning. Good morning, everybody. Linda Christ, Bobby Leister reminding us there is no call to Wednesday today because Veracruz
is closed. I saw a friend of mine on Facebook, something you shouldn't take for granted, and we're very blessed to have listeners literally all over the world. They were in Indiana, and they were bragging about the fact that they were playing golf, yesterday. And I said, well, it's because of climate change. I said, thank Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump gave you that. People that tell you that they're not better off now than they were 4 years ago are just idiots.
Yeah.
4 years ago, we were breathing through our underwear. They were giving you certain days that you could go to the grocery store.
Aisles you had to walk down.
Absolutely.
The other ones you had to walk up.
And I'm not saying that that's Joe Biden's fault, but you are eminently better off or infinitely better off now than you were 4 years ago.
4 years, 5 years,
whatever it
was. Yeah.
5, 6, whatever the plus or minus. HEB looking a lot like Moscow. I mean, I walked through yesterday. I said, I need to get a pork butt. We don't have any. I need to get a pork tenderloin then. We don't have it.
Yeah.
You get on the chip aisle, there's nothing on the chip aisle.
They were empty.
All I wanted was some pork and chips.
For your,
never
mind the two front teeth.
Right. That's all I wanted for Christmas.
Daniel Wade White, Lisa Poole, Andrew Alvarez, John Anderson, Linda Christ.
Lisa Poole coming in trying to play like celebrity DJ. What about the Trans-Siberian Orchestra?
Do we play along with John Anderson this morning?
What is he going to say? What do you get when you cross a vampire with a snowman? Go ahead, John.
All right, John, we got to know now.
We're all waiting vampire and a
I don't know now.
I don't know.
Linda Chris says she did the HEB drive-through.
So you
I've
took
never
all
done
the
that.
chips and pork?
Yeah,
I don't know.
she didn't want to deal with that.
Ricky King says the sound is good, but it's a little cracking. Frostbite. Oh, I got
there you
it.
go.
I got
There you
it.
go. Thank you, John. Appreciate
All right,
that this
John.
morning. I'm
John's a
trying
granddad. He's got like 47 grandkids.
to- sure. There's our state representative AJ Louderback.
Good morning, Sheriff. Hope you're doing great.
Trying to find.
You know, AJ's a lot of things, but I think the greatest thing you can call somebody is coach. I like calling him sheriff, even though he is still technically, not even technically, he's still a law enforcement officer, but a licensed peace officer. But he's obviously not a sheriff anymore, but I still think sheriff is the finest thing I can call him. What do you got there? Are you just looking at
No, I've got the-
reels?
No.
Yeah, see,
Trying
that
to
Linda
find some
says she
information.
did. She
Yeah.
knew I was going to be there, so she took it all.
John says just five.
Five
granddaughters for now.
granddaughters. Well, God bless you. That's awesome. It's expensive, right? It's expensive because I get each of my kids like one or two gifts and some cash, but the grandbaby,
To get everything.
it's an endless shopping spree. I don't think you can spoil them at one.
I don't think they know.
No. Well, so like you said, for her birthday, she really partied on the cake. They made her a little cake, and Kennedy just really got into it. She does, she'd never eaten cake, really, at a year. Katie has her own tofu. She's a vegan.
They just
Yeah, she just went head first into that thing.
Dinamore De La Garza, good morning. I know we're kind of being jovial, but I think there would be nothing better this Christmas than the Richardson family getting justice and somebody coming forward with the information that'll solve the deadly hit and run.
I don't know what that last part is. Oh, my Yeti. Oh, no. You know what? We just got this in. So this is a cup that I had from yesterday. This is iced tea from home. And we just got a note from, actually, I'm from Lilo at the mothership over in Magic 95.9. Now is a good time to tell people what's going to be happening over the next year. Do you want to do that? Can you do that? Can you make that happen?
Yeah, let me
Be your future, Danny.
let me get to here.
So we're very, very excited to announce that beginning January 1st, or I guess now, Atzenhofer, the Atzenhofer dealerships, they are the official studio sponsor of the Wade and Carter Show. We're partnering with Atzenhofer to expand our network to be able to deal with like the No Bull network, to find some new equipment, do some things we need to do here in the studio. Atzenhofer will be celebrating their 100th year in 2026, and you'll be hearing lots of things that we're going to do to partner with them over the next year to celebrate their dealership. So Tommy Taylor, always forward thinking, really a great marketing mind, and we're very, very excited to announce that Atzenhofer is the official studio sponsor of the Wade and Carter Show. So good. If you can hear us anywhere, Calhoun, DeWitt, Goliad, Gonzales, Karnes City, Atascosa, B, Frio, Hogg County, Jim Hogg County. Jim Hogg, now that's not just any hog.
No, that's
It's Jim.
Boss Hog.
Not Ima, not Ura.
No.
Jim Hogg. If you can hear us in any of those counties and you come to Victoria, Texas, and go to Atzenhofer and say, I heard of you on the Wade and Carter Show, you will get absolutely nothing. But you will see the best selection of Chevy pickups, Mitsubishis, and gently pre-owned cars in our region. Atzenhofer is Victoria's dealership for a reason.
And if the flags are flying, people are buying.
Just stacking them deep and selling them cheap.
Absolutely.
Selling cars like candy bars just down the Navarro Motor Mile from higher prices. Come on. There was a time when I was a kid, we used to go to the Chevy house My dad called it.
That's what he called it.
It was a
It
Chevy.
was still
house.
Atzenhofer, but he called it.
Yeah,
the
oh yeah,
Chevy
it was
house?
Atzenhofer.
Okay.
It used, if you'll remember back, it had that low little faux roof. It was like corrugated. I think it was like an off green. It said Atzenhofer and said parts. That's back when people used to. Yeah, you getting hot? Well, that's that Tim Hortons Chinese. Can you look inside there and see if the thing was made in China?
I'm sure it was.
There's nothing more Canadian than Tim Hortons. And
Nothing more Canadian than a Tuke made in China.
is that a? Is it? There's not even. Is there a tag even in there? Yeah, here we go. Where was it made?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, made in China.
Made in China by a U.S. company,
Is that true?
Sunscope, out of L.A. What the hell do they know about Tukes in L.A.?
Nothing. Nothing. About as much as they know about fire prevention or putting them out.
Mark Cepeda checking in. Scott
morning, Mark.
Tomko, Kathleen Leininger.
See, that starts off in D, but it ends in A, and then it just rolls right seamlessly in. Yeah.
But no, I get back to. I mean, I think it was. I do want to get to. I want this community to come forward. Let's solve the tragic death of the 17-year-old Dennis Richardson. Young kid, working his butt off at McDonald's. Saved his money to buy a bike so he could get to and from work quicker and easier.
This is over there by the Bloomington Highway,
Yep.
and I guess it's at that point it's still 59,
Yeah.
and so you know where we're at. McDonald's is on this side, and the kid got involved in a hit and run accident over close to where
Close to
the
50,
Texan
yeah,
store is.
somewhere over that way on Laurent. He was on South Laurent, and
We
they're
need
looking
somebody.
for a light-colored, looks like a dually pickup truck,
Dodge Dually
Dodge or
or
Chevy,
a white Jeep.
and a white Jeep.
That showed up
Not
on
saying
some camera
not saying these folks hit the kid, but they're looking. They think they have information because I saw a Ring doorbell camera farther away that looked like there was a third car involved. Anyway,
But if you are the guy that owns that Dodge Dually, or if you are the person that drives that white Jeep, just come forward and tell folks what you saw. Nobody's accusing you of anything. It's just unfortunate that a kid is having to work till midnight, and that he's having to come home on a bicycle, and that he gets involved in an accident, and people don't hang around. You know, I don't know if the driver,
well, the Ring
Panicked or was
Ring
drunk
doorbell
or-
looks like they turned around and went back and checked and then took off from that video that I saw.
and we don't know what that vehicle was.
No, looked like a darker colored sedan, but he was brain dead, life flighted to San Antonio. He's
Terrible.
passed away on the weekend, and now they're looking for him. Crime Stoppers had a video out that I saw yesterday, and I think it's just terrible. And this is a young kid from, all accounts, just a good kid, working hard, and
He's gone.
he's gone.
It's a
17 years
shame.
old. It's just a shame.
If you do know anything, or if you hear anything, most people, they talk. If they did something, they talk.
I will say this: the one thing that struck me when I moved here 30 some odd years ago was how poorly lit our streets are, at least the major thoroughfares. Maybe this will call to action some more street lights on some of these roads.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Wouldn't be a bad idea at all.
There you go.
Cody Bauman checking in.
Here are a couple of
Morning, Commander.
geriatrics out in the lobby.
There seem to be a couple of ne'er-do-wells out there.
I don't know what they're doing.
I mean, So I hope somebody will step forward that knows something so that the Richardson family can at least find a little bit of peace this Christmas season.
Amen. Yeah, if you know anything, you can always dial. You can always call the non-emergency police line and just say, "Hey, look, I saw this or I've heard this." Let the law enforcement folks do their job. Maybe they can figure out what's going on. There's Tommy Kingston. Good morning. Do you want to invite those two people in here?
We might as well.
Ramsey's is wondering what to do without them. Junior, you want to come in? Did you bring someone?
Yeah. I think you can call Crime Stoppers as well. I'm waiting on the number on that. 361-572-4200 is the Crime Stoppers tip line.
Come on over. We'll let you guys share a microphone because
All we have. We only have one.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
bomb.
there you go. Junior samples and, of course, the always welcome and American hero, Bill. It's like Bill Posey and Junior.
Well,
Yeah.
have you heard our new intro?
No,
I'll play it for you.
please don't. No.
It's good.
Okay. What's happening, gentlemen?
Hey, I want to congratulate you and your wife. Okay?
Please. Okay. Thank you.
Seriously.
If it involves Dawn, I'm all ears.
No, those two kids, your two sons that you sent over to my house the other day, those guys are good.
Well, you have to
I mean,
understand.
they know how to work.
Yeah, they're dandies.
The
Yeah.
boys went over to work for Bill Posey yesterday, and Ash, I simply told him, I said, look, Bill Posey is a dear friend of mine, and he's a Navy SEAL, and if you don't work hard, he'll kill you. That's really all I said. And then Bill did the part by sitting on the porch with an Uzi. So, they knew.
Absolutely.
Polishing it started off as dark,
Well-
gunmetal gray. By the time you finished polishing, I think it
It
was,
was
chrome.
shiny. Not to mention, when they got there were just all these random little pieces, and in like 20 seconds later, it was a machine gun, fully operational.
Well, and they work for me quite a lot too. So
Yes, sir. And we appreciate you guys giving them a chance to work.
It's got to the point they call me Uncle Rob. So I mean, it's
That's scary. See, he has. I'm hoping that the Bill Posey influence offsets the things they learn from Junior.
I heard they call Epstein or Uncle Jeffrey too.
Right.
So
So, I mean, that's what they called him, Uncle Jay.
come home squealing like a pig. We're in trouble.
oh,
Right.
Lord.
How was your show this morning, Bill? I'm curious. I've never seen anybody go. You are the king of going through reams of paper
Yeah.
on your
we do a
program.
lot of
Did you
work.
have any big stories to share today? Because it really is kind of a slow day.
Yeah, the guy that called in, LJ Francis, is running in that State Board of Education race. He's going to have a rough time because there's a big history there. We'll see how that goes. But I thought the Texas propositions that just came out last night were pretty exciting. Real Texas. What other state can you go to have hard-hitting, real things happen politically than Texas?
No,
There's
that's
nowhere
right.
in the union. Nowhere.
They kind of
Maybe
set
Florida.
the pace.
Yeah.
I think the last
Maybe.
one was absolutely the best. The Sharia law.
Yeah, no Sharia law in Texas, huh?
And I think that's great, right? Abbott has been a big proponent of shutting down that Sharia law encampment, if you will, that was
Yes, sir.
outside of Dallas. And he just said, look, you can't do anything in Texas that's counter to national law. And I don't, we're in that funky area. I can remember being a kid asking my dad, if you can vote for anything you want, because we have this democracy or this democratic republic, could you vote yourself into communism? And my dad goes, well, I guess you could if you were an idiot.
They did it in
And
Venezuela.
they did it in Venezuela, and they're basically doing it in New York.
New York City.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw a map. It was an interactive map because you could run your mouse over it and it would tell you the name of these places. But there's no exaggeration, like 50 new mosques
Yeah.
inside Dallas County.
They tried to build a mosque right next to the.
You can
the
move
trade
that
center.
microphone, Junior. You
Yeah,
don't have
it's-
to. You don't have to.
They tried to
wreck
build a
your
mosque
back.
right next to the trade center in New York City. And the New Yorkers went nuts and said, no, it's not going to happen.
Right. They wanted to build a mosque right next to the monument or the memorial for the fallen towers. But that's all that is a way to say we came, we tore down your building, and now we've claimed it for Allah.
Well, Wade and Carter, we want to wish you, as a warm-up act for the past 5 years, we want to wish you guys, you're on your 9th year,
Yes, we're actually in our
In our
10th year.
10th year.
in 10th year.
Yes, sir.
And we want to wish you another great year. And I truly believe our two programs set a tone for Victoria County because we're the only live things that
There's
we got
no
going.
doubt. And I applaud you as well because I think ours are the only two programs, certainly including the local newspaper that is really not local and the television station, which is unashamedly leftist. I believe that we are the only people that A, talk about what Victorians really think,
Amen.
and B, are the ones that are not afraid to, if somebody needs to be called out, we call them out.
Amen.
So, yeah, Andy Rokovich was talking the other day on Facebook about what if we had a strong mayor system and the mayor could, yada, yada, yada. And I said, well, I wouldn't run for mayor. I want to be named czar. If I'm the czar, if you want to make me the czar, I'll do it. You want things done, I'll get them done. But I don't have time to. I've watched from the inside the political machine that is Victoria, and it's embarrassing.
Making the sausage.
Oh, that's all they're doing. Yeah, just churning the meat.
I want to say thank you for letting me come on,
Oh, we love you.
and I appreciate it.
People don't understand the relationship that Ash and I have with it's, to me, it is honestly one of reverence with Bill Posey. I mean, he's our Republican county chair.
Well, to love him, you've got to fear him.
Well, yeah, and most love is you can't love somebody that you don't trust and respect, and most respect is based somewhat in fear.
Where
So
else can
Bill
you
is
say
highly loved.
Where else can you say that you get to work with your personal hero
Absolutely.
every day?
Absolutely.
I mean, Bill's my hero. He
Yeah,
really
no,
is.
he's as good as they get, and a lot of it's because he completely poo-poos it away, no doubt. But Junior, you're one of the most giving and caring people I've ever known, and you
A great friend.
you play
You
a,
and Linda. Oh, she's a
Linda's
saint.
amazing,
Yeah, she's a saint.
but you play a role on the radio and in public that belies your heart. And I mean, he's always cutting up and all that. But if you need somebody, if you need them, you can ask Bob Constantine.
Amen.
If you need a man to be there, Junior will show up.
Well, let me tell you what's going on with Bob. Bob had his kidneys and liver are working just fine. They pulled out the stent 2 days ago. He's off of all tubes. He's all on more oral medications now. He will be home probably the 30th.
Nice.
I had to go up and take a class on a refresher class on how to take care of him with his medications and making sure people don't come around him. If you do see Bob Constantine in public, do not walk up and shake his hand,
Right. You can make
bump
him
his
sick.
elbow or something like that, because he is on contact restrictions.
His
So,
immune system is completely depleted
yep.
because of this. They had to take him. I imagine they put him on certain medications.
yeah,
that
otherwise-
so that he
steroids.
doesn't
Yeah,
reject.
otherwise, the body will reject it. all.
Yeah.
But he is doing wonderful. He's got a second attack at life, and he is very, very thankful to the community for all the prayers and.
I love his outlook.
And the man is hilarious. He had 288 staples on his incision lines.
he just couldn't quite get it to 300. You know?
Well,
and he wanted the scar to be really.
And here's-
I'm too
I
sexy
call
for the
him-
scar. Too sexy for.
I
the
call him.
I would have
the
liked to have
day-
been that doctor with the staple going.
Yeah,
It was
exactly.
one of those
I would
air
have used
guns.
an air stapler.
Like when they do the roofing job. They did that. You know that's how they did that. Yeah.
I offered his nurse $1,000 if I could
Stop.
come in
Just
and take the
stop.
staples out.
I have no idea. I bet by now Rob's offered her $1,000 for something else. Can I have another sponge bath, please?
Hello.
Stop it.
Merry Christmas, fellas. Happy New Year.
Gentlemen, we love and
you
respect
guys.
Appreciate you
both.
both. Thank you for your friendship.
Christmas.
More than
Folks.
anything, thank you guys for your
So-
friendship.
We're
Absolutely.
on our
Merry
way
Christmas.
to go get us some
I'm
breakfast.
sure y'all will be at Ramsey's. Get ready. We love you guys. Merry Christmas, fellas. Great guys right there, and a true blessing to the city of Victoria. So we're
And,
glad you're there.
And I'm wearing the hat for Pat Matula, and apparently he had his open heart surgery and
Yeah.
vows to be at the Tin Spur Ranch New Year's Eve. So if you're looking for something to do on New Year's Eve, Pat Matula's show.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Pat's been anticipating this. He had an aneurysm thing on his heart. They were watching it. It wasn't. To hear him tell it, it was not emergency surgery, but it was needed surgery. And to me, if I've got a bubble on an artery near my heart, it's emergency surgery.
Yeah. This was from yesterday from the hospital bed. Pat said, "Thank you, friends and family, for the many prayers. I had open heart surgery last week, and he's headed home yesterday. So he had the surgery a week ago. He went home yesterday, and he says, I look forward to seeing you all on the dance floor this New Year's Eve in Inez at the Tin Spur Ranch." So there you go.
There you go.
You can go to Facebook. Let me see if I can quickly find. Yeah, go to Pat Matula and Lone Star Playboys Facebook page, and you can book your tickets, buy your tickets. Pat was here. They're $30 pre-sale, $40 at the door, $50 reservation fee for a table of 8. And if you purchase the 8 tickets for that table, that reservation fee gets waived. So there you go.
Kathleen Leininger says Carrie Moore is also running for State Board of Education 2. She's an excellent and very well qualified candidate. I'm supporting her. Now, Kathleen Leininger, I assure you, is well read on the subject. That's the only reason I read that out loud is because I know that if Kathleen Leininger is saying Carrie Moore, then Carrie Moore is someone you need to personally go ahead and review and vet. I don't know what I'm looking for in a State Board of Education candidate. Do you? I mean, are we looking for classroom experience? Are we looking for somebody that's been a superintendent, or are we just looking for a fresh face that's?
I want somebody with some eyes that's going to go, whoa. It's,
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
What are we doing here? I'm always concerned about, motives and biases, and like, do I personally think that, the 10 Commandments should be at every school? Sure. I think it's a great idea. Although when I was a little guy, they weren't. They weren't on the walls at every school when I was a little guy. And I really, to be honest, back at Smith Elementary in the late 60s, I don't remember if we had prayer in the morning or not. I really don't.
I think we had LJ on our show when he ran for this
We
seat
did.
back in 2022.
We did have LJ Francis on the show back then. Yep. Nice guy. But I just don't, Francis was elected in November of 22 as District 2. That's this one, State Board of Education. Representing citizens in Aransas, Calhoun, Cameron, that's way down in the valley, Hidalgo, also the valley, Jackson, Kennedy, Clever. So he's all along the Texas Gulf Coast. Matagorda, Oasis, Refugio. I mean, he's got a big district. There you go. He's an engineer. Remember, he's a very, very sharp young man. I say young. I have no idea how old he is.
I'm a family man.
There you go. Just trying to get his life straightened out. I don't know how old he is.
Trying to find that for you.
It's what is it? It's kind of irrelevant. I mean, I just was wondering. Nice man. Very nice man. So I don't know. I don't know if he's if people have deemed that he's doing a good job or not. In fact, I don't know what the State Board of Education guy does. He's from Jamaica. He went to the University of South Florida.
Replaced a dam when he won the seat.
Yeah. It is interesting how many people, we have a hard time getting people just to go vote. And yet this gentleman is so proud to be an American, and especially now a Texan, that he says, I'm going to get into the system and make a difference.
He is a former teacher, so there you go.
Yeah. So there you go. I don't know. I don't know if that's, you would think that some form of educational background would come in handy if you were on the State Board of Education. It says under his leadership, he secured $100 million in insurance relief for school districts across 14 coastal counties. Okay. He helped pass House Bill 1605, advancing early literacy efforts. That's good. That's good. Giving the SBOE greater authority over curriculum approval and transparency. There you go. Career and technical education programs, he helped improve those by aligning safety standards with OSHA guidelines. That seems pretty commonsensical.
Why weren't they doing that already?
Yeah. He reformed the TEKS review process. There you go. I do like this. He expanded personal finance and career readiness instruction for the K through 12 standards. And he supported school choice, backing the SBOE's decision to lift its opposition to voucher programs. So what he did is he got in there and then he aligned himself with the governor.
Yeah.
Which, as I've told you before, if you're going to vote on something and you're not 100% for it, but you're not 100% against it, always vote with the governor. Probably seeking the endorsement of one Greg Abbott. Ricky King says, I think we should have the Pledge of Allegiance every morning at school. So here's my question. Statement first. I agree. I agree you should. But what if, and pick one of the fringe religions, is it Jehovah's Witness? And they say, look, we don't pledge allegiance to a flag. We pledge allegiance to God only. Now, are you at that point infringing upon the separation of church and state? At that point, are you
I think that one would stand.
that you should have the you should have the pledge?
You're pledging allegiance to the country.
But some of those religions simply don't do that. They're not anti-country necessarily. You know, we've all heard that.
But you're not
story.
necessarily making a law that prohibits the establishment of a religion either.
Right, or one that establishes
Yeah.
a religion. You know, we know.
And I think the separation of church and state has become misconstrued among
Absolutely.
public consumption,
100%.
public perception, and I think even the courts have misinterpreted it.
Yeah, it's purely, I mean, doesn't it basically say Congress shall make no law, blah, blah, blah? You have to understand that the founding fathers were coming from England.
Yeah.
And the English at that time, and certainly all the way at least up through Queen Elizabeth, believed that the monarchy, the crown, had deity standing. The monarchy was essentially like the Pope is to the Catholics. The monarchy, the crown, if you will, has a direct line to God through the Church of England. Queen Elizabeth was the head of the Church of England. And our founding fathers said, bunk, not on our watch. So they said, there will be a separation of church and state. The minimalist government that's here to govern minimally, assure a militia, balance a budget, oversee trade, the same founding fathers who funded their government all the way up until what? The introduction of the IRS. It was the ERS, the External Revenue Service. They funded our country through tariffs. And which, as we know now, proves that tariffs aren't always borne exclusively by Americans. People paid to get into this marketplace, as they should. We're the most consumer-oriented country on the planet, in addition to being the oldest, largest, and most important
And the
country ever.
birthplace of Jesus.
And Jesus was born right there in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, where he wrote the Bible in King James English out of respect and created steel right there in Bethlehem. Sure, his dad was a carpenter. Jesus saw a better way. He created steel right there in Bethlehem, PA.
Can't wait for that clip to go viral later
Right.
today.
We joke, but do be aware that tomorrow is the day that Christians celebrate. In fact, non-Christians acknowledge as the birthday of Jesus. We don't really believe that Jesus was born necessarily on December the 25th. It's just the day we choose to celebrate that birth.
I find it interesting that the other religions, non-religions, also seem to piggyback on.
Pat Matula
Cool.
sends us a picture with his staples.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's got 288, but he's got a pretty good zipper on
nowhere
his
near-
chest.
Yeah, he looks good though.
I think if I had that done,
you
I
look
would
good.
I would get a tattoo with a zipper about halfway.
Yeah,
up.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you, right?
Exactly.
At that
Um,
point, you wouldn't need any anesthetic
yeah.
either. Like, Ness, go ahead, do it.
Well, yeah, 88% of Americans will actually celebrate Christmas tomorrow.
88%.
88%.
It doesn't mean that they even claim to be Christian. It just means that what, free stuff? I'm in.
All of those, yeah,
Holiday
church.
feels.
The Christmas and Easter Christians will be out in full force today and tomorrow. Most likely today.
And here's what will
Churches
happen.
will be packed.
People will go to church today. There'll be all different kinds of people at church today. People will walk in. We will be at Parkway at 4:30 in the afternoon.
I think I'll be there at 3.
People will walk in and complain quietly that somebody's in their seat because we all kind of sit in the same spots
Yeah.
in Baptist church. And there will be people that go today who will say, I'm never going back. It's too crowded.
And they don't. Then they come back at Easter, and then they'll come back next
And
Christmas.
they're always like, that church is just too crowded. I can't go. Well, it's because of, T-shirt Christians like you. Driving holiday sales this year expected to top $1 trillion for the first time.
Thank you, Joe Biden, for the 12% interest that has never gone away, and that's
Right.
why we're going to be there. A lot of that is price increase.
Parents are spending an average of $521 per child, which is up 13% from 2024.
That's not all due to inflation. That's probably due to parents feeling a little bit more secure in the environment and the economy and saying,
Optimistic.
you know what? Yeah.
That's
I'm gonna spend some
consumer
money on my
confidence
kids.
is what you call that.
Or they've got bratty kids and they need to appease them.
14 states are said to have a high chance of a white Christmas, which is defined as at least 1 inch of snow by 7 a.m. All of Canada on blizzard alert.
The average Christmas tree height in this country, 7 feet tall.
There you go. And Americans consume about 250 million cups of creamy, nutmeg spiced eggnog each year. Nearly 1/3 of all charitable giving happens in December, with 10% occurring in the final 3
Wow,
days.
it's because they want the tax write-off.
Absolutely. Is it really charitable if it's for a tax write-off? My attitude with that is, it's much like my deal of, well, they say the death penalty is not a deterrent. Well, it is for that guy.
Yeah.
That guy won't do it again, so let's cap him. The same thing, is it charity if you give it for the tax write-off? I don't know, but the recipient still benefits.
Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care. They don't care why you gave it. God knows your heart,
Yeah.
but, the United Way needs your wallet.
Ricky King says the other 12% may not celebrate Christmas, but I bet they sure take the Christmas holidays off. Absolutely.
Jennifer Rayburn has a great comment, and it's one that I share personally. I'll tell you that very quick aside in a moment. She says, all of my growing up public school years, I prayed in school, never in a loud, boisterous way, but constantly without any issue. I can remember my mom telling me when I was a little guy, and I was a kid that studied for tests, I don't think I ever made less than an A in on a final report card until high school. I was always a straight A student, but my mother would say, "You've studied, you've prepared, you've done your part. If you've done your part, there is nothing wrong with bowing your head before that test and just asking the Lord to help you recall and benefit from the work you put in." And her lesson to me was, it's not good for you to go to God and say, "Hey, bail me out here, Lord. I need a favor. Lord, it's me again." If you do your part, there's nothing wrong with asking, help me to be calm, help me to recall what I know, help me to benefit from the work that I've put in. And, and I'll give you the glory for the result. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't, like a football player never says, "I was doing great till Jesus made me fumble."
Well, yeah.
You don't do that,
Well, they never asked that guy either.
Right.
Sometimes they do, but
John Anderson asks, do most people celebrate opening Christmas presents on Christmas Eve or on Christmas Day?
both.
We do both. When I was good enough back in the day that Santa still came to see me, I was allowed to open one gift on Christmas Eve, like something from a grandparent or something that was wrapped. Quite often, my Santa presents were just there, whether it was a small bicycle or a new glove or a baseball bat.
Pack of smokes and a carton of
carton.
smokes and a 6-pack.
Because, when they wrapped that carton of Marlboro Reds
So
back in the
obvious.
day,
Like
it was
wrapping
so
a hockey
obvious.
stick.
Why would you
Exactly.
do it? Yeah,
Why
what
would
is
you do it?
that? Yeah, absolutely.
We were both. We opened presents from family on Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning we woke up and Santa had come and the stocking was filled, and I found lumps of coal and, wrapped dog poop under the tree for me because
Sure.
I was a bad kid.
There's a
Just
good
kidding.
morning, Marina.
Good morning, Marina.
She's
Merry
checking
Christmas.
in from, where is she? Vancouver,
She
British
is
Columbia.
in Vancouver right now.
Hey, good morning,
not,
eh?
not for long though. We will be together in Calgary.
Bless her heart.
She needs all the prayers.
Yeah, sure. I mean, why shouldn't she go through the holidays miserable? Right, sure.
So she might as well come see me.
Right, just come on down. Yeah.
Apparently, there's an eggnog shortage in Victoria right now.
I had no idea.
Jennifer Rayburn says she went everywhere to try to find it.
What do you mix with eggnog? Is it bourbon?
Rum.
Rum.
You know, bourbon would be pretty good actually. On Bourbon Street, they do mix their eggnog with bourbon at Christmas time. It's actually
There you
pretty
go.
darn good.
Because they're not on Gin Street.
Got a good point.
I
there.
mean, you know, yeah. Lisa Poole says the same thing. I bet Santa Claus still goes to see Lisa. She's so sweet.
Absolutely.
Nice lady. Somebody else I introduced you to. Hell of a bingo player.
Pat Matula likes my hat.
Yeah, Pat.
Thanks, man. I hope
Thanks
you're
for
doing
checking
well.
in. We already gave your medical update.
Yeah, we did not violate HIPAA. We're not doctors.
We're not doctors.
And
we
it was
talked
stuff that
about
we
you.
saw on Facebook, so you already posted it. So don't come after us.
We also talked about Bob Constantine requesting an extra sponge bath, and I wonder if Pat, does he play the fiddle while he gets that sponge bath?
You just got to watch you don't splash on the fiddle.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Jennifer Rayburn says,
Hits the chorus at certain points of that sponge bath.
Jennifer says, I mix it with brioche and make a bread pudding French toast casserole. Is that on your yacht?
I'm going to up your French toast game, Jennifer, at Christmas. You know those panettones that you get in the box, the Italian sort of cakes? Get the chocolate chip one. That becomes, slice it like you would, thicker like bread. Egg bath.
And make that your French toast, so it's chocolate.
Orange zest in there. A little bit of cinnamon. Oh,
3 fingers of bourbon and roll on.
Yeah. Yep. John Anderson, last question for today.
Do most people, you just give us a real or fake in the comments.
Yeah.
Do most
nice.
people
Way to embrace the comments.
do most people use a real or fake Christmas tree? Yeah. I love the smell of a real Christmas tree, but you have to put it up at the right time and take it down at the right time, or it really can become a fire hazard. I think one of the best things to ever happen with Christmas lighting is the LED light,
Yeah.
because it doesn't get hot.
No.
There you go. How about I love this, and thank you, folks. Linda Chris says she has asthma, so she has a medical reason to use an imitation tree. Scott Tompkins is fake.
I have a fake tree.
Yeah.
In Canada, growing up, my mom had a nice fake tree in the living room window because that one was always consistently nice for the whole
Right.
world to see. And in the basement, we would have a real tree. And there were a few years where I would actually go with a buddy and we would go cut down trees for the family out in the forests of
Look, the imitation
Western Alberta.
faux or imitation tree is carrying the day. Scott
Yep.
Tomko, Karen Lee Webb, Ricky King all say fake tree.
I think it's I don't even see that many. Did the guy pull up in front of the old China Bee this year and sell them like he normally
I don't
did?
know.
I didn't see him there, but I think part of it is it's so hot down here, and it just takes a lot of water.
But there's kind of a tradition, right, of dads and families going out, and it's not so common here in Texas because you go out and you harvest, like a mesquite tree, and you come home, or a weesatch, and you come home and put it up in your living room.
Look, I got the Christmas Weesatch.
Yeah, Jennifer Rayburn says fake tree is an adult homeowner without kids. We always had a growing up. Mom had to vacuum nonstop. That's true because the needles fall off
Yep.
and they get brittle. And then taking it out, there's just a trail of pine needles as you go out
And then you got to leave them by the curb forever.
forever. Or if you catch it on fire, we may have done a couple of times, it will
Although-
burn really quick.
Although, I mean, you could. You just take, strip it all down, cut it into pieces. You got some nice pine-scented firewood once it dries out.
Yeah. Linda says Dawn's tree is really nice. I liked it a lot. It sort of has a Louisiana flair. Yeah, Donnie does a great job. We have I don't know, what is that thing, 9 or 10 feet tall. We have a high ceiling in the living room, and anything else seemed to kind of
Be dwarfed.
dwarfed. And,
Yeah.
and Dawn It's like a multi-layer thing, right? There's ornaments all over it. Very few of any real like sentimental value. Some people have that ornament they got from their grandmother or whatever. Scott Snow says a nice fake tree. And Scott Tonko says real trees got too expensive and the quality dropped. We spent big money on a big, in all caps, on a nice fake tree. No doubt about it. A fake tree is expensive, but I'll tell you this. If you go to Hobby Lobby right after Christmas, or maybe even Lowe's right after Christmas, they move them out.
Lowe's didn't have much left, but Hobby Lobby, I think, is on that Boxing Day
Yeah.
for the Canadians. Yeah, you'll get them for like 50 to 80% off, and nice trees that you wouldn't pay the $600-700 for on the 23rd, but
Yeah.
you'll pay the $198 for it.
Absolutely.
On the 26th. Yep.
Callie Frommy says that over by the Robo car wash, they always bought their trees from the Kiwanis lot, which is over by Wiener Schnitzel.
Okay.
But you know when they've got them now, Ash, where you basically you close it down, and when you put it up, it just falls open the way it should be. And on ours, you don't even have to make connections. When you put the tree and twist it, then all the lights come on.
You got an expensive one.
Yeah, well, but it was it was expensive, but I bought it half off.
Yeah.
And I bought it at a home goods store in like Sugarland. We saw one, and then we found it online, and it happened to be at that home goods store, and we went and got it. Can you, let's take a quick break.
Yeah, let's do that. We haven't done that yet, have we?
No, we will though. And now's a good time to tell you about Palace Bingo. Over the holidays, you can go to Palace Bingo and support 7 local charities that all benefit in large amounts from Palace Bingo. Go do that. You'll be glad that you went to Palace Bingo. Also, oh, look at that move there. Boom. USA Concrete Coating, Charlie Garcia, they're working all through next week up until New Year's Eve. Get them to come out and give you a quote to sand it, seal it, stain it, paint it, whatever you want done to your concrete flooring. USA Concrete Coatings can do. Veracruz Restaurant, as we said, closed today on a non-Caldo Wednesday. Probably closed again tomorrow, probably open on Friday. Go by and support the best Mexican restaurant in town. We have so many offerings. There's so many restaurants in town. Veracruz should be in your rotation.
Absolutely.
They absolutely should be. The best queso, the best guac, the most tender fajita meat. And I think, I joke with them all the time that they need to raise their prices. I'm like, you're too cheap. We've gotten to the point now, we go out to eat in Victoria, and it's $65 or $70 for 4 people to eat, and you rationalize in your head, well, it's $15 a person plus the tea. But I mean, you can get out of Veracruz for less than that, and the food is fantastic. Allen's Wrecker Service, 578-6300.
Hopefully you don't need them this Christmas season, but
Make that your
somebody
goal.
will. But make it, But give them a call if you do.
Make it your goal that Alan and Janet Miller and little Al just sit at home and enjoy the holiday. If you make that your goal, we'll have fewer accidents in our community. The Dollar Floor Store inviting you in to consider upgrading a backsplash, tile, laminate flooring, wood flooring, carpet, whatever you need to cover your flooring. The Dollar Floor Store has White Trash Services, 550-1826, White Trash Services, for all your garbage removal. They'll help you have a trash-tastic day, and I know
Trash-tastic holiday as well.
BJ Nelson wishes all of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Shopping block is open from 10 till 2 today. If you want to get stocking stuffers, seasonings, Gunslinger salsa, if it's there, is one of my favorites. Local guys made it. But yeah, if you want to get in and
They
get
have an
the SPJ salt pepper
seasoning.
Jesus, it's the best salt pepper garlic blend on the market, in my opinion. Bernie's butt rub is there for all your pork butt seasoning needs. Just get by the chopping block today.
Yep, no doubt.
What else you got? What else do we got? Let's see what else is going on. How about this? And this got because of Epstein's files, and Donald Trump was on Epstein's plane 8 times in the 90s. Everybody was on Epstein's plane in the 90s.
Right. I only went twice.
Yeah. I wasn't old enough to fly yet.
Right. But here's the distraction. There's no doubt that the Dems are trying to distract you from the fact. Did you know that unleaded gasoline has been below, on average, below $3 a gallon since December the 2nd.
Yep.
Now, I'm not giving Donald Trump all the credit for that, but when the Dems were in office, they were freaking out over the price of gasoline. And now that it's down, crickets. Like we talked about, you don't hear anything from that. Remember the president of Mexico, is it Claudia?
Claudia Sheinbaum.
Sheinbaum, the Jewish Latino, Ms. Sheinbaum, makes perfect sense. She has gone like radio silent. I've heard less out of her than I have J.D. Vance. Then I've heard less out of them than I've heard from Dick Cheney in the last 3 weeks, and he's dead. So you got to wonder what's going on. So the Dems are deflecting because what? You think the economy is doing better than it was supposed to?
Well, gross domestic product grew at an annual rate of 4.3% in July to September. That was way above the 3% that most economists were expecting. Remember when they said tariffs were going to hurt our country and GDP was going to suffer?
Right.
Doesn't seem to be. Our exports are up.
And you would think that tariffs would also drive inflation way up. Exports expanded by 8.8%.
Yeah. But remember, tariffs were supposed to kill our exports.
Yeah. Imports fell 4.7%. Do you see what's happening? Americans are making things and shipping them, and we're buying less from overseas.
And we're buying stuff
American
made in America, because
the whole point of the tariff.
if imports fall 4.7%, but spending is up and GDP is up and things are good, then
People
we're
are
buying more American.
Buying more American-made stuff. That's just the way it is. I think, and I want you to think about this, that, again, not blaming Joe Biden or the first Trump administration or Barack Obama for 8 years. The idea of buying something that's made in America has become trendy again.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? I mean, I gave you a hard time today about where was that toque made? China? You're thinking about these things now that we didn't used to think about. And if we think about them, like we say, buy local. Don't order something on Amazon if you can buy it local, because pretty soon all you'll have left is Amazon. Go buy it in a store here in town.
Yeah. Folks,
Yeah.
give us a call, 361-894-4020. Talk about your favorite Christmas memories. Marina says they don't allow real trees in the condos in downtown Vancouver because of the fire hazard. And I think LED lights have probably lowered that because they don't get hot, and hot bulbs could ignite dried up trees.
Can you just see Marina walking in late night, like she doesn't even smoke. She's just got a ciggy working and holding a long neck bottle with a ciggy between her fingers and just dragging a tree. Ho, ho, ho. Try to stop me, doorman. Goes up to her high rise in the sky, sits on the back patio working that girt and just watching her tree. Amen.
I could see it.
God
Maybe not
bless
the
you.
girt, but I could see her dragging that tree in.
Oh, I can see her walking right in.
Not giving a damn.
With it, holding the six pack by the plastic ring.
With one missing.
Yeah, one's missing.
That's in the hand over here.
Burp. Got the tree.
Yeah. Ricky King says he worked for the fire department for 27 years, never went to a Christmas tree fire.
Amen.
I do wonder how much of that was perpetrated or perpetuated
guys that make the
by
fake trees.
tree,
Yeah.
industry.
Sure. The lobby for the fake tree. Yeah, Linda Chris says, I can see that. That's understandable. But see, Linda's also underscoring the point that Canadians do lots of things that make no sense. So the fact that they're doing something that makes sense, that's good. Yeah, that's weird, Lisa Poole.
You know what? I
didn't watch it.
Yeah, what's the guy's name? Stephen Ryan? Is that the guy who does
Yes.
the podcast?
Yeah.
I know
He's
it's
a hard-hitting guy,
yeah,
too.
and he's been battling Dan Crenshaw. I think they're both former special forces or whatever. They've been having issues with it. With
Here's my
Crenshaw.
question to you.
But I don't give a crap about Hunter Biden to listen
don't
to
either.
30 minutes or even 30 seconds of what he has
What
to
could
say.
you not get out of Hunter Biden in no more than an hour? What is that guy going to tell you for 5 hours? Unless he's going into details about partying with, young girls while he was on crack.
Well, how would he have the details now when he didn't have them a few years ago when his laptop was
When he was under
released,
oath.
right? So
Yeah.
you know what? And now that now that he's been pardoned, I guess he can talk about whatever the hell he wants. But I really don't give a crap about Hunter Biden, and I really don't have time in my life to dedicate 5 hours to somebody that I don't give a crap about.
And
That's where it is with me, Lisa. I
can be consistent, right? I never cared anything about Amy Carter. I never cared anything about Chelsea Clinton. I can't tell
Didn't
you
care
Barack
about the Bush
Obama's-
daughters.
I can't tell you. Well, so there's Laura Bush was the wife.
Yeah.
One of the Bushes is on TV. She used to party at Texas.
Yeah, wasn't one on the is it one on the View or was on the View or something? I
Yeah,
don't know.
the blonde one. But I can't tell you Barack Obama's two daughters' names. I think they're both really pretty names, if I remember, like Melia and Micaiah. I don't remember. I don't. And by the way, hats off to the Obamas. I do think they did a good job raising their kids in the White House, and their kids seem to be good people. I mean, like Chelsea
less
Clinton's
maladjusted than others.
Yeah, Chelsea Clinton is involved in politics and runs the Clinton Foundation, and I don't get that she's some kind of like de facto queen. I think she's a spare.
Oh, she's laundering money through the foundation.
No doubt about it.
Remember when Hillary didn't win and the foundation just pulled up its stakes and went away?
Yeah, Scott Tomko asked a great question. How's Hunter's painting gig going now? The guy was doing, I'm stoned out of my mind finger painting and selling them for $500,000 if you wanted to get to see the big guy.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you didn't dedicate 5 hours of your life, Lisa, to watching that. And I know it kind of made the news circuit yesterday, but you know what? Hunter Biden, if you're listening, give us a call, 361-894-4020 after New Year's, because we want to extend your news cycle.
Absolutely.
But we could have that interview
8 minutes.
Between our ad segments,
So
we're
it'd be
done
like,
with Hunter Biden.
Are you clean? Did you do anything marketable or measurable when you were on that Burisma in Ukraine?
How much business did you get in China when you rode Air Force Two over there and your dad was on business and you just took off for a few days and visited crack houses? And
Looking back, should
whorehouses?
you have been over there with your dad on the American taxpayer's dime? I mean, just
Those are the questions I want to ask.
easy questions. And he's immune. Now, I wonder if the auto pen overturns all the pardons.
I would ask him that. Hunter, were you the one running the auto pen?
And if it's overturned and your pardon is overturned, are you in trouble? Looks like one of your cousins, Ivan Pechkakov.
Yeah, he's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
He's an editor for the Epic Times. Supreme Court yesterday ruling that Donald Trump may not deploy National Guard troops to Chicago to protect federal immigration agents for the time being.
At this preliminary stage, the government has failed to identify a source of authority that would allow the military to execute the laws in Illinois, the court said in an unsigned order. Justices Thomas, Alito, and Gorsuch filed dissenting opinions.
So that means your boy Kavanaugh.
Yeah, was against
And
the
Roberts,
president doing that.
And but we're starting to see that, and Amy Coney Barrett, who might not be the conservative that everybody thought she was.
I think what gets me though is the law is the law, and almost every law in this country has some type of precedent. So I don't see where, if you're objective and if you're honest, there shouldn't be a place for a justice to be viewed as conservative or liberal.
I agree.
Because look, they're all liberal. Anybody who works in the law is liberal. That's just the way it is. At the end of the day, there's either the right interpretation of the law or the wrong interpretation of the law. And I'm not sure that you want the court to be loaded up with people who don't just look at the law and the precedent and come to the right conclusion. It's very interesting to me because if you have a Democrat presidency for a couple of years, now the precedent has been set to push for very liberal justices while they are in office. It's like when I was a kid, you didn't know anybody's politics that was involved in the Supreme Court. They were all conservative by today's standards. Scott Tomka, we agree. Merry Christmas to everybody and prayers for safe travels for those who are hitting the roads or airways. The only thing to be during this holiday season is mindful of being safe.
So Marina wants to know, since the North Pole is located in Canada, does that mean that y'all don't want Santa to bring presents to the U.S.? These are the things she thinks about as she smokes her cigarettes beside her real tree.
That's nice. I do wonder, though, Marina, now that Canada is unofficially the 51st state, does that not mean
They're no longer
the
in
North Pole is actually in
the United States.
the United States? Jennifer Raver says, don't forget, you can track Santa's journey tonight with NORADSanta.org. NORAD. NORAD.
Yep.
NORAD Santa.
By the way, Santa will have to hit 7 million homes per hour to reach all 238 estimated homes worldwide.
Wow.
He's on the move tonight.
Folks, we wish you the happiest of Christmas-eye. Have a great Christmas. We love you. You can check back on Monday. I'm not sure I'll be here, but I will be here Tuesday and Wednesday. Ash will be in Canada.
Yep.
Smoking ciggies by a real tree. We wish you nothing but the most jolly of Christmases. Special thanks to Went Electric, Went Services, Chesnick Furniture, Parvita Wellness, and the Vita Cafe, inviting you in to get in and get healthy. Went for all your generator needs. And, of course, Brand Us, Commander Cody.
Merry Christmas to you, Commander.
Love you, Cody. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas to all of you who support us and tune in every day. We appreciate you.
Bye, folks.